What's up guys, it's your man KP67s bringing you yet another video with the Imperial Academy here. Today we're going to be going over the last trooper that we have available to us. Last and not least, but in this group kind of least, we have the Magma Trooper. I know, I'm giving Magma Trooper so much flack already. The Magma Trooper is another Imperial trooper. He is an attacker, and he was released to kind of promote Star Wars Battlefront, the first game. Since his release, before his rework, he was kind of trash, and they made him a bit better, but we'll see. His stats here, as you can see, as an attacker, he's going to have a pretty good strength stat here, pretty high compared to agility and tactics, so he's got a good amount of health and protection. Decent. As you can see here, I don't really have him modded for speed, more for critical damage and potency, as you can see here. His physical offense is, it's nothing to sneeze at. He's sitting at almost 3,000. I'm sure I could mod him a little bit better. And his physical critical chance is sitting at about 38%, which is pretty good. And his armor it's okay, 32%, and that's with a bit of modding there. So it's decent. Overall, his stats are very kind of middle of the road to a little higher. So he does decent. With respect to his shard location, he does pop up in the regular shipment store for crystals, but you'd be a fool to use your crystals on his shards because he is completely available free to play in the Galactic War store. If you're interested in the Empire from the get-go, yeah, absolutely. Farm him from the Galactic War store. You'll get him to 7-star, relatively quickly. So, nice, straightforward, no events, no nothing. What isn't straightforward, though, is his gear. His gear is rough. He needs, what's the math here? 6 stun cuffs, guys. 6 full stun cuffs, 4 full Carbantes, and 2 of those to Gear 11 gears, the Mark 10 HoloLens, which just do not pop up in the Heroic Tank Raid. It's rare. So getting him geared up is really annoying. I geared him, obviously, but there's a part of me that's like, man, those stun cuffs could have gone somewhere else. Anyway, moving on, we're gonna go to his abilities here. His abilities are pretty straightforward here. Line of Fire is his basic. Deals physical damage to the target enemy and deals damage to a random enemy, so a secondary enemy, and the secondary attack deals 20% less damage. This is not a bad ability because, you're hitting 2 people at once, and he hits pretty hard when he's in a full trooper squad. His basic can hit for about 12k, both shots, so 12k on one, 10k on another, so if you happen to double down on the same character, which can happen, that's a 22k basic, which isn't bad at all. That's a lot of damage. So yeah, that's his basic. Pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. His thermal imploder is pretty useful. It deals physical damage to all enemies and removes 30% turn meter straight up, with a 70% chance to remove another 30% turn meter, and this attack ignores armor. So, those tanks like Old Ben, guys with very high armor, this attack goes around it and they get the full amount of damage done to them. So, pretty useful at kind of knocking down tanks a little bit. And as you can see here, 70% of the time he has a chance to remove up to 60% turn meter. A lot of people have run Magma Trooper with Darth Vader Zeta lead, and that's an extra 20% turn meter. So overall, Magma Trooper could theoretically drop someone's turn meter by 80%. And the law of averages and whatnot, you're expecting 2 or 3 characters to suffer it. Sometimes you might get all 5, sometimes you might get none. That's just the name of RNG. And then finally, we have his unique here, Hazard Training. So Magma Trooper has plus 30% tenacity and gains 70% turn meter the first time he resists a detrimental defect or suffers a debuff each turn. And when he's active, Imperial Troopers gain plus 30% tenacity. Now, the turn meter gain is pretty useful, especially in most modes, because debuffs are abounds. all over the place. Light side debuffs, dark side debuffs, it doesn't matter. There's debuffs being thrown around, and Magma Trooper can go quickly because of that. That's why I don't have him modded very high for speed. He'll gain it very quickly. Also with Veer's Zeta unique, he'll also gain a ton of turn meter. If Snow Trooper's present, he'll gain a bit of turn meter. Overall, he'll be moving very quickly, and that's why he really doesn't need much extra speed. You can mod him for speed if you like, but honestly, like, I'd rather go offense, and that's something I actually have to mod him for anyway. It is annoying to see how much tenacity he gives, because tenacity and potency are kind of broken. If it's not tenacity up, it's not going to help you. Plus 30 tenacity is okay, but it's not enough to stop like debuffs from landing. And honestly, you need a cleanser for the troopers. He just does not fulfill that role at all by trying to prevent it. So kind of lame, but you know, it is what it is. With respect to his modding, as you can see here, I have 4 crit damage and 2 potency. You want him to reduce that turn meter, so potency is a good thing to have on him. And crit damage because you want him hitting like a truck. As you can see here, I have a modded speed, crit damage, I have potency on the cross, and I have protection on the circle. I definitely would consider putting offense arrow on here just to give him that extra oomph of damage that he can do. But other than that, I mean, like, I like the way that he's set up. He's an attacker, so you would want stuff like offense, critical chance on his secondary speed, obviously. And he is a little on the squishier side, so I would definitely also want to add extra protection wherever you can. As you can see, he's got pretty trash mods on him. Nothing too crazy. Oh, that one's got actually pretty good offense. I'm happy there. But like, you know, he is what he is. That's what it is, and that's kind of my summarization of the Magma Trooper. He is what he is. He's there. In the early game, yeah, absolutely. If you want to farm an Empire character, he's great. He's really good. But he kind of gets pushed out by everybody else in every mode. I mean, like in the dark side nodes, like, he's useful. Galactic War, yeah, he's fine, but like, honestly, 5 other troopers will do the job in Galactic War these days. It's not a big deal. Arena, I wouldn't use him right now, especially with all the foresight we're seeing with Jedi Training Rey. He just wouldn't be very effective at anything in that case. The raid, the tank raid I used to use him in, but since Stark was released, he was replaced. The issue with the tank is that that second hit is RNG, so if it happens to hit the hull, you run the risk of proccing the B2 battle droids, which can lead to them stripping you of buffs, which can slow you down, which can ruin your offensive prowess. It's a bad time, and honestly, the less RNG you have in that phase, the better. I guess the best use is that if you're trying to do great at the Rancor right now, I know a lot of people use CLS, but I refuse to. So I still use Zader myself, and you know, Magma Trooper under Zader is pretty good. He strips a lot of turn meter, so he's really good at reducing the Rancor turn meter quickly. And that's probably his biggest use, honestly, and even then, I don't use him. So he's kind of the run to the pack, combined with the high gear. I can't recommend you guys focusing too much on Magma Trooper to get him up, unless you're like, you know, you're doing it for vanity. I did it for vanity, I'll be honest. But yeah, guys, hopefully he might get a little bit of a change and down the line. I don't know, but you know, he is what he is. That's just what it is. What you see is what you get with the Magma Trooper. Very middle of the road. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've reached the end of my random rants, I suppose. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like, comment. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe. And yeah, guys, more videos are coming your way. It's just a matter of finding time, that's all. Alrighty, guys, have a good day.